Welcome back, everybody. PCA 2024. We're in the JC Newman booth, one of the most beautiful booths at the show. Returning, we're here with Drew Newman. Awesome guy. How are you, sir?
Doing great. I mean, how are you? Thank you so much for visiting us.
Of course. Thanks for having us. So tell us about how the show's going for you so far. What do you have that's new?
Sure.
Let's do it.
So it's day one of PCA. We're so happy to be here. Our family, has attended every PCA trade show back since it started nearly 100 years ago, and we wouldn't miss another one. And as you know, our booth is a replica of our iconic El Rolo cigar factory in the Cigar City. It's about a quarter scale replica, a 25-foot tower, and it's made out of 1,000 pieces of recycled cardboard because our factory in Tampa is the last working cigar factory in the United States, and we still make 60,000 cigars a day in it. But it's now a tourist destination where we have factory tours and cigar rolling classes and tobacco tasting classes and events and so much more. And would love for all of your followers to come visit us in Cigar City and see how we're keeping the American cigar tradition alive.
Absolutely. So how long does it take to set up the booth? How many pieces are there?
It takes about 3 days.
3 days.
There's 1,000 pieces.
1,000 pieces.
Fits into 3 crates. And the nice thing about our booth is we're able to reuse it, but when the cardboard wears out, we can just recycle it at the end.
There you go.
So it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
And it's neat. It helps tell our story.
How much space does it take up when it's collapsed? Is it pretty flat? Like, does it
It fits into like 3 cases that are about 6 feet long and 4 feet tall and 4 feet wide. And so compared to most of the other big booths around here, this is nothing.
Yeah, you need a shipping container to put it all in.
Exactly. Like other booths I know, they come here in tractor trailers.
Yeah.
And ours is just like three little crates. It all folds up together, but it's a way for us to be unique because we're a unique company, being 4 generations, 128 years old, and the American cigar company. So we want to bring our iconic American cigar factory right here to the PCA trade show floor.
Absolutely. All right, do you want to walk us around?
Yeah, let's take a walk.
Yeah.
So let's walk to the other side. And as we pass by El Rolo, I'll tell you what's happening inside. So we opened up El Rolo to the public in 2020 with tours and tastings and events. And last year we had 15,000 people come and visit our factory, which is great. And when El Rolo was built, it was considered to be the largest and finest cigar factory in the world, and it's great being able to keep up the factory open. There were 150 large cigar factories like El Rolo in Tampa a century ago that made 500 million cigars a year. So Tampa really is Cigar City, and we're celebrating that tradition today with some of the new products that we're offering this year.
Just talking about you with somebody, but that person was very valuable.
So in Tampa, the city didn't exist before the cigar industry. So anything that's old in Tampa really has a connection to the cigar industry, including our minor league baseball team. So 100 years ago, the minor league baseball team that played in Tampa was the Tampa Smokers. If you look at the jersey here, not only does it say Smokers on the front, but the jerseys had cigars on the front of the jerseys. So we wanted to celebrate the tradition of baseball and cigars, which have gone hand in hand for 100 years with our Tampa Smokers cigars that sort of recreates the look and the feel of an old school baseball game. And in this box of Tampa Smokers that we're unveiling here today on the first day of the trade show is the top of a humidor image that you've never seen anything like it.
No.
And I can tell you why, because it is shaped like a home plate of baseball, and the humidor is made from authentic game-used baseball bats.
Wow, okay.
You watch baseball, you've seen players hit home runs, and play the game. Often the bats break.
Yeah.
What do you do with a broken baseball bat? Well, we took 3 of them and we made it to this beautiful humidor with the white ash, and you can see the corners have inlays that look like stitching, the stitches of baseball. And so we're very excited by that.
Gorgeous. Is that just a one of a kind, or?
This is the first humidor. This is a proof of concept.
Okay.
Can you actually take baseball bats and make a humidor? We weren't sure, but look,
The answer is yes.
the answer is yes. And so we expect to have 50 of these to be able to release for the holidays this year.
Very cool.
And then we also want to showcase our Leroy Newman cigars, which you'll remember from last year was a collaboration between J.C. Newman and the Leroy Newman Foundation. Leroy Newman was an iconic American painter from the last century, and he had two trademarks. He had a handlebar mustache, and he always painted while smoking cigars. He painted Muhammad Ali and all famous football players, and would actually paint. It was the official painter of the Olympics. And so we've chosen a piece of art from his collection called Left Bank Cafe, which depicts a cigar smoking cafe in Paris, because Leroy being the official painter of the Olympics, and this year is the Summer Olympics in Paris. And so we have this beautiful cabinet with our Leroy Newman cigars, and every cigar is wrapped with a lithograph of his Left Bank Cafe artwork. And what's special about this project is not only does it incorporate real art, but every dollar, every profit from this cigar is donated to support arts education in Tampa's public schools. So we make no money off of it. The Leroy Newman Foundation makes no money off of it, but it raises funds to support arts education, which we think is really important.
Beautiful.
And so we're just so excited to be here and share our cigars with you. And we also have here on display our Diamond Crown cigars, our Julius Caesar, Maximus Black Diamond cigars, our Brick House and Perla Noir and El Watan cigars, and our Quorum cigars too. And hope that all of your viewers enjoy our J.C. Newman cigars. And when you light a J.C. Newman cigar, think of me and my great-grandfather who founded our company in 1895, and hope you'll come and visit us and see El Rolo in the cigar city of Tampa, Florida.
Absolutely. We always love everything you make. Your Angel Cuesta made our top 25.
Thank you so much.
Year.
I remember. We were very, very honored by that.
Got a very high score too before that. So let me switch gears for a second. I want to ask you a couple questions about different things.
Sure.
You testified for the FDA.
Yeah,
yes?
Absolutely.
Were you nervous? Like, what was that like? Like, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. So I've grown up in the cigar industry. I know how cigars are made. I understand this business very well, but I'm also trained as a lawyer. So I think I'm one of the few people in our business who understands the wonderful world of cigars, but also can speak the language of law, of regulation, of DC. And so it's a privilege for me to be able to help represent not only our family, but the cigar industry, and help policymakers understand what a premium cigar is and what it isn't.
Yeah.
And how it's a craft, a tradition, a heritage, and how it's a product that's enjoyed by adults. Not every day, not every hour, but occasionally. You know, the FDA tells us that the median consumer enjoys 1 or 2 cigars per month. And so it's a privilege for me to be able to go to Washington and meet with policymakers and help them understand that a premium cigar is not a vape. It's not a cigarettes.
Right.
It's not dip. It is very different. It's an artisanal, handcrafted product, and it's something that's enjoyed by adults. And all we want to do is for the government just to let us make cigars the same way by hand, the same way they've been doing for 100 years, be able to make them for another 100 years. And so it's an honor to be able to do that.
Yeah. So you felt right at home. You weren't nervous. That's your wheelhouse.
Well, what I would say is when the story that we're telling is true, when it's authentic, when it's real, when you're not making it up, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Like if we were faking it, if we were lying, if we were being dishonest, yeah, I'd probably be nervous.
Yeah.
But when our story is real and it's honest and it's authentic, we're just telling the truth.
Right.
And that's not very. I don't find that nervous.
Good.
Nerve-inducing.
That's great. Last question for you. I wanted to ask you about, you just started recently offering some classes.
Yes.
At your factory.
Exactly.
Can you tell us a little about that?
Sure. So last year, again, we had 15,000 visitors come through El Rolo for tours and events and classes and so forth. And if you want to learn how to roll cigars, come to Tampa. We'll teach you how to roll your own cigars, and you can leave our cigar rolling classes with a beautiful box of cigars that you've rolled that has a personalized band with your name on it. But we also started offering our tobacco tasting classes. So, there's so many cigar enthusiasts who are very passionate about cigars and want to know more about them. And so we break down the cigars into their components. When you smoke a cigar, you're really smoking a blended product, a blend of different leaves, a different seed types, a different varietals all rolled together. We want to peel back the wrapper, peel back the leaf, and separate the cigar into its components. So our tobacco tasting class introduces you to 24 different types of cigars, to 24 different types of tobacco, wrapper, binder, filler, grown from around the world. And it's a guided smoking experience where you get to smoke puritos, single leaves rolled up, and be able to taste the differences between a seco grown in Nicaragua and a viso grown in Mexico, or a wrapper that's grown in Ecuador and the same seed that is grown in Connecticut. Like being able to provide that experience is just amazing. And so for really passionate cigar aficionados, come to Tampa and we'll teach you about the wonderful world of premium cigar tobacco.
Can you combine both classes? So
absolutely.
Blend it and then roll it.
Yes.
The full experience.
So our programs are designed in a way that they can all be enjoyed separately, but they also can be enjoyed together with a guided factory tour, followed by a cigar rolling class, and followed by a tobacco tasting class. And so it can be a full experience. And what we're trying to do is celebrate and showcase this wonderful world of cigars, just like the bourbon industry does, or the wine industry does, or the beer industry does, with the destinations that wineries and breweries and distilleries have become. We want to do that right here in Cigar City in our 113-year-old cigar factory.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys, if you ever get a chance to go to Airlo, do it. Take some classes. You will not regret it. It's going to be fantastic for you. Drew, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure.
Well, thank you so much for visiting us, and hope to see you next time in Tampa.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.